Up to the 30, the 20, 10, 5. Torrey Horton back to the end zone.
48-yard play. Guess who? Body up the middle, making another move to the outside. 15, 10, end zone again.
Keeps it. Nice move by Brown. He's got space. He's got 6. 35-yard touchdown for Byron Brown. A record-setting night for the South Florida quarterback.
Down so far, a little bit of a high snap. Genty right up the middle. Genty has room. Ashton Genty, give him 6.
Second and long. Lagar tries to fit it in. Ramos, it does. Ramos stays up. The Suns offense 4-3 wins. Incredible effort for Ramos.
The G5 Hive. All G5, all the time.
Welcome to the G5 Hive Live, and we are excited to bring you the G5 college football coverage you love each and every week. I am Justice. Luke is having some technical difficulties. Hopefully, he will be able to join us here momentarily. While Luke's working on his issues, we hit a special milestone this past week. We had 1,000 followers on X. So we want to thank everyone for all their support. We can't thank you enough for that. And if you're not following us on X, please go follow us on X. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching on X, please give us a follow, a like, and a retweet. And if you're listening in podcast form, please rate and review. Also, don't forget the G5 Hive merchandise store is now live. The link is in the YouTube video comments, and it is also here on the bottom of your screen on YouTube. All right, if you're still with us, Lyle, now we're going to talk about we're going to play a game, and we're going to talk about the steal. So last week we talked about the Butkus Award and who we thought deserved that Butkus Award. This week, if you're listening on YouTube or Twitter, we want to play a game. Here in front of you, we have the stats of 6 individual players, all linebackers. 5 of these players are finalists for the Butkus Award, which is the award to the best linebacker in college football. 5 are finalists. 1 of these players is not a finalist. So let's play a little game. If you're watching us, and take a guess which one of these 6 is not the finalists. You have a guess, Billy? If you're watching on YouTube, watching on Twitter, shoot us a guess.
We're not gonna read out all these stats because this would make for awful podcasting if you were to read out all of these things. But I think the big thing to highlight is there is a difference between the highest amount of tackles to the person on here with the lowest amount of tackles.
Almost 100.
Yeah. Is at 98.
One player on this list has 98 more tackles than the other guy. He's got 3 times as many stops, 5 times as many interceptions, sacks. They're close. Double the amount of tackles for losses. And if you look at missed tackle percentage, the guy with 100 more tackles, his missed tackle rate is 3.6%, and the other guy with the 48 tackles, his tackle rate's 14%.
Billy says
Billy says top center. Good guess. That's a good guess, but that's not right. I can tell you who the top center is. The top center is linebacker Carson Schwessinger, UCLA, and he is definitely deserving to be a finalist. You want to give us one more guess there, Billy, before we reveal the faces of these 6 players, and then you'll automatically know who's not the one representative.
Or anybody else. We got 72 live
Anybody
on
else?
Twitter,
YouTube.
Nobody has a thought.
We've eliminated the top center here. That's Carson Schwessinger, UCLA. He is a finalist for the Butkus Award. Anyone else want to take a guess before we move on who the non-finalist is?
I just can't believe we got 72 people here on X not willing to put out a guess.
All right, Billy. Yeah, you nailed it this time. The bottom center guy, the guy that has the most tackles, the most stops, the most interceptions, second most sacks, the most tackles for loss, and the lowest tackle rate is not a finalist for the best linebacker.
Missed tackle.
You want tackle rate. Sorry,
you want to be able to tackle.
Yeah, the lowest missed tackle rate, which is kind of crazy considering he has the most tackles. So he has way more opportunities to miss. But yeah, he is the bottom center is the guy. The bottom center is Sean Dolak, linebacker from University of Buffalo. Do you notice anything else? So we know Sean Dolak is not a finalist. These other 5 guys are finalists. What do you notice about those 5, Luke?
All P4.
They're all P4 guys. We got Barrett Carter, linebacker Clemson. Carson Schlesinger, linebacker UCLA. Danny Stutzman, linebacker Oklahoma. Chris Paul Jr., linebacker Ole Miss. And Jalen Walker, linebacker Georgia. And I will tell you, as someone that watches a lot of football and pores over a lot of stats, they didn't even get the P4 guys right. Like Anthony Hill Jr., like, hello, come on. Like, there's absolutely no way on God's green earth that Jalen Walker should be a finalist for the Butkus Award. I'm sorry. Like, look at his stats. Like, look at, even if you take the next lowest guy, the next lowest linebacker in tackles is almost double him. Like, there's absolutely no way Jalen Walker should be a finalist for the Butkus Award. So part of me makes me feel happy that they snubbed Anthony Hill Jr. Anthony Hill Jr. deserves to be on this list. But Sean Dolak deserved to be a finalist too. Personally, I think he's the best linebacker in college football today. I realize he plays for the G5, but just look at the numbers. I mean, he puts up the numbers. He has the lowest missed tackle rate. He's got the most stops. Stops are a stat, of stopping the opposing offense on 3rd or 4th down. That's very important. And so, it's just an absolute sham, in my opinion, that Sean Dolak is not even a finalist. Like, I get that there would be P4 bias in the final vote, and it'd be hard for Sean Dolak to be the actual award recipient, even if he is deserving. But to not even be a finalist, that's just that's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. The fact that Jalen Walker, looking at his stats, is a finalist for the Butkus Award, that's just like it should be an embarrassment to Dick Butkus, an embarrassment to his name that he puts Jalen Walker as a finalist and not Sean Dolak. Or if you even want to stay P4, not Anthony Hill Jr. But, Sean Dolak's resume was number 1 in tackles, number 1 in stops, number 1 in interceptions, number 4 in tackles for loss, and the lowest missed tackle rate of 3.6%. So when we say stop the steal, in this case, it was stolen. Stolen that he wasn't a finalist. To me, that's just absurd. You got any thoughts, Luke, before we move on?
No, you were very passionate about it. And I don't want to, take away from that. Like, there's nothing more I could add. I'm much more of an offensive guy, and you're deep into the defensive stuff. But like, I know enough that, like, what are we doing? Like, what do these really mean?
I don't know. Like, if you ask me to name the finalists, there's only one person in that final group that I would have named. And I named him last week. And that was Carson Schlesinger. I said he was deserving. I had Anthony Hill Jr. I had Jahad Campbell. I don't remember who else I had last week, other than Sean Dolak. But yeah. I mean, it's not a good list in my opinion in terms of the best linebackers in the country. Leaving off Sean Dolak as a finalist just blows my mind.
All right. Guys, make sure if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are watching us on X, please give us a follow, a like, a retweet. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please rate and review. That's going to do it for us tonight. We're not going to do usually we do some fantasy football stuff at the end. If you want some names, go ahead DM us. We've got a couple. I've got a Fan Tracks article that will come out Thursday. I wait till after the waiver wire's gone to see what's still out there, because there are going to be plenty of names still out there if you need them. But
come back and join us next week. We'll go over what happened in week 14, and then we'll get you ready for those conference championship games.
Yep, and then we'll bring you up to date on all the latest news and happening in the world of G5 college football. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching us on X, please give us a retweet, a like, and a follow. And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please subscribe and leave those 5-star ratings. Thank you all for your support. Until next week, we are the G5 Hive.